Why moving on feels impossible. Have you ever promised yourself that today would be the day you finally let go? Only to find yourself checking their profile one more time, reading old messages, or replaying the same memories over and over again? You tell yourself, I should be over this by now, but somehow, you're not. And that's what hurts the most. The truth is, moving on isn't difficult because you loved too much. It's difficult because your brain doesn't know the relationship is over. Today, we're going to explore the psychology behind why moving on feels almost impossible and why the pain you're feeling makes more sense than you think. Before we begin, if you enjoy relationship psychology and honest conversations that help you understand yourself and others, subscribe to the Hard Truth Podcast. Now, let's talk about why letting go can feel like losing a part of yourself. Imagine living in the same house for 10 years. Every morning you wake up and automatically walk to the kitchen. You don't think about it. It's simply what you've always done. Relationships work the same way. When you spend months or years with someone, your brain creates routines. You text them first. You tell them about your day. You celebrate good news together. You lean on them during bad days. Slowly, that person becomes part of your daily operating system. Then one day, they're gone. But your brain doesn't erase those pathways overnight. It still expects them to be there. That's why you instinctively reach for your phone. That's why certain songs suddenly hurt. That's why weekends feel strangely empty. You're not weak. You're experiencing the psychological effects of habit disruption. Your heart isn't just grieving a person. It's grieving a routine. Here's something surprising. Love activates many of the same reward systems in the brain as addictive substances. Every text, every hug, every compliment, every kiss, your brain releases dopamine. Over time, your partner becomes one of your biggest emotional rewards. Then suddenly, the supply disappears. What happens? Withdrawal. You don't only miss the person, you miss how they made your brain feel. That's why people crave one more conversation, one more hug, one more chance. It's not always love asking for another opportunity. Sometimes, it's your brain begging for another hit of familiarity. And just like withdrawal, the early days feel unbearable. One woman kept telling herself she couldn't move on. She believed she'd lost the perfect man. Every day she replayed the holidays, the late-night conversations, the laughter, the way he held her hand. Months later, her therapist asked her a simple question. "What don't you miss?" She froze. Then she realized she didn't miss the broken promises. She didn't miss feeling anxious. She didn't miss waiting for replies. She didn't miss crying herself to sleep. Her mind had edited the relationship into a highlight reel. This is something psychologists call memory bias. Our brains often remember emotional highs more vividly than everyday pain, especially after loss. Sometimes we're not grieving the relationship we had. We're grieving the relationship we wish we had. And those are two very different things. Healthy relationships become part of our identity. It's why people naturally say, we're going away. We love this restaurant. We always watch this movie. Eventually, your future starts including someone else's name. Then one breakup changes everything. Now it's just, and that's incredibly uncomfortable. Because you're not only losing a relationship, you're rebuilding your identity. Who are you without them? What do weekends look like? Who do you become now? These questions are terrifying. Not because you have no answers, but because you're being forced to create new ones. Have you ever stayed awake wondering, why did they change? Did they ever really love me? Could I have done something differently? Our brains hate unanswered questions. Psychologists call this the need for closure. When we don't get satisfying answers, the brain keeps searching again and again and again, like a computer running a program that never finishes. That's why some people replay the breakup hundreds of times. They're not trying to torture themselves. They're trying to solve a mystery. The problem? Some mysteries never have satisfying answers. And healing often begins when we stop demanding explanations life simply can't give us. One of the hardest emotions to let go of is hope. Maybe they'll text. Maybe they'll realize what they lost. Maybe they're just confused. Maybe they need more time. Hope sounds beautiful, but sometimes hope quietly delays healing. Because every day you're waiting. You're not living. You're standing emotionally still, watching a door that may never open again. Sometimes moving on doesn't begin when they leave. It begins when you stop waiting for them to come back. People often say, time heals everything. But that's only partly true. Time gives us distance. What creates healing is what we do with that distance. Some people replay the same pain every day for 5 years. Others slowly build a new life, new hobbies, new friendships, new goals, new memories. Healing happens when your brain starts collecting evidence that happiness still exists beyond that relationship. The more life expands, the smaller the pain eventually becomes. Not because the relationship didn't matter, but because your future starts becoming bigger than your past. Many people secretly believe moving on means forgetting. It doesn't. You'll probably remember them for years. Certain songs may still remind you of them. Certain places might still bring back memories. That's normal. Moving on isn't erasing someone. It's reaching the point where remembering no longer controls your emotions, where memories become chapters instead of chains. One day, you'll laugh without thinking about them. You'll make plans without comparing everyone to them. You'll wake up and realize they weren't the first thing on your mind, not because you forced yourself, but because your heart quietly made room for someone else. Someone far more important, you. If moving on feels impossible today, please remember this. You're not failing, you're healing, and healing is rarely a straight line. Some days you'll feel strong. Other days you'll miss them for no obvious reason. That doesn't mean you're going backwards. It means you're human. Every day you choose yourself, every boundary you keep, every memory you survive without reaching back. You're becoming someone stronger than the person who thought they could never let go. One day, you'll look back at this version of yourself with compassion instead of sadness. You'll realize the person you were desperately trying to hold on to was never as important as the person you were becoming. If this conversation resonated with you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Hard Truth podcast, and share it with someone who needs to hear these words today. And before you go, here's one question to leave you thinking. Are you truly struggling to let go of the person? Or are you struggling to let go of the future you imagined with them?